Welcome back to the WCG for this second limited overs international of the 2019 TRANS-TASMAN Backyard Cricket Series between WCG Australia and the New Zealand Blackyards. It was the Blackyards who entered the first drinks break well on top, restricting the Aussies to 4 for 62 after 10 overs, with Hamid al-Bashir at the crease, 12 not out. So as mentioned, it will be Hamid al-Bashir who will resume his innings on 12 not out. Has got off to a good start finding the boundary on 3 occasions, and with his nation in trouble, they need him to carry on. So the first ball of a huge second session will be Tamati Kemp bowling to Hamid al-Bashir, and he's in now and he starts with a full delivery outside the off stump, and al-Bashir leaves it alone. So the Kiwis bang on the money with the ball once again. As Tamati Kemp will continue to al-Bashir, and this one's another full delivery outside the off stump, and al-Bashir leaves it alone. So a cautious start to the session for al-Bashir with his side in trouble. As Kemp will continue to him out in the 11th over, and this one's a full toss, and this time Hamid al-Bashir gets his away to the boundary. It was a gentle full toss there from Kemp, and Hamid dispatches it. Kemp to continue to al-Bashir in the 11th over, and he's in there and he serves up another full toss, and again al-Bashir gets his away to the boundary. He's putting away the bad balls as al-Bashir as he races to 20. Satch prior to bowl the 12th over of the innings. As he's in now to Hamid al-Bashir around the wicket. That's a full in-swinging delivery, which wraps al-Bashir on the legs for no run. Pryor has bowled well with the swing ball today, picking up the big wicket of Scott in the second over. He's looking to pick up his second wicket of the match. He's in now to al-Bashir, and it's another in-swinging delivery. But this time al-Bashir hammers it down the ground for another boundary. He moves to 24. The Aussies 4 for 76. Right to continue around the wicket to al-Bashir. He's in now, and this one's a full delivery, and Hamid al-Bashir has a swing at it, and he hits this high into the net, and he'll move through for a single. Perhaps a bit of fortune there for al-Bashir. Could so easily have gone over the net there, but it doesn't, and he moves through to 25, and this is an important knock here for the Aussies. Pryor will continue to him now around the wicket in the 12th over, and this one's a full delivery, and he's hit this on the offside, and it beats Lambert there at mid-off for another boundary. Al-Bashir on fire here at the WCG. He races to 29. Pryor to continue to al-Bashir for the final ball of the over. And this one's a back of a length delivery, and it's hit towards Rasmussen there at point, who can't field. And that's the third boundary of the over for al-Bashir, who moves into the 30s. The Aussies 4 for 85. It'll be Logan Strange to bowl the 13th over of the innings. As he's in now to al-Bashir, and this one's a gentle half volley. But this time Hamid al-Bashir can't make contact. Good use of the swing ball there from Strange, which beats al-Bashir. Strange to continue to al-Bashir around the wicket. As he's in now, this one's a back of length delivery. It's played on the offside towards Lambert there at the boundary, who I think is fielded brilliantly there, but he doesn't prevent Hamid al-Bashir getting through for a single. Great effort there from the big man who covered some serious ground and got down well. Saved his side 3 runs. So the Aussies move through to 4 for 86. al-Bashir on 34. Strange will continue to him now around the wicket. This one's a good length delivery, and al-Bashir just defends on the offside. This is al-Bashir's highest score at the WCG in some 3 years, and he's picked the perfect time to do it. And Strange will continue to him now around the wicket. This one's a full delivery, and he leaves it alone. It'll be the skipper to bowl the 14th over of the innings, as he's in now to al-Bashir, and this is a sharp, good length delivery, and al-Bashir lets it go outside the off stump. So this has been a brilliant start to the session from al-Bashir and the Aussies, who has just steadied the ship after the mini collapse prior to the drinks break. As Rasmussen will continue to him now over the wicket. This one's a full toss, and Hamid al-Bashir hammers this through mid-wicket for another boundary. He races to 38. WCG Australia 4 for 90. Rasmussen to continue to al-Bashir in the 14th over. As he's in now, and this one's a full delivery, and al-Bashir just plays that back down the pitch for no run. So this has been a fantastic knock from al-Bashir, who has had his critics. So he's got his country back into the contest. As Rasmussen will continue to him again, and this one's a full delivery. Oh, but he's got an inside edge, and it's gone through to the keeper. So al-Bashir's defiant stand comes to an end. It's an important breakthrough for the Kiwis, who pick up their 5th, and it's 5 for 90. So it'll be Daniel Arnold who will come to the crease at number 6 for WCG Australia. Batted at 2 for the Aussies in the opening limited overs international, making 14. And his side would take that now. So it'll be Blake Lambert to bowl to Arnold for his first delivery, and this one's a full delivery which swings down the leg side, and it'll be called a wide. So So another huge period of the match coming up. Can the Kiwis go bang bang and wrestle back the initiative? As Lambert will continue to Arnold. This one's a short delivery. He's hit off the fence. He's going to scamper through for a single. Oh, and he's been run out. He's been run out by a brilliant bit of fielding originally from Pryor. And the Kiwis have gone bang bang. Arnold is run out for a second ball duck. It's a brilliant bit of fielding from Pryor and a great pickup from Lambert. The Aussies 6 for 91. So the Kiwis well and truly back in the ascendancy in this second limited overs international. As will be Daniel Hancock, the new batsman to the crease for WCD Australia, who made a golden duck in his last start. So it'll be Lambert around the wicket to Hancock for his first delivery. In now, and this one swings way down the leg side, and that is probably the biggest wide of the tournament to date. So the Aussies move through to 6 for 92 in the 15th over, and they're still in some serious trouble as Lambert will continue to Hancock, this time over the wicket. And this one's a back of a length delivery, and Hancock hits it into the ground, and it lobs over Satch Pride's head there at cover for a boundary. So Hancock is off the mark in style, scoring his first runs of the tournament. The Aussies 6 for 96 after 15. It'll be James Calder to bowl the 16th over of the innings, as he's in around the wicket here to Hancock, and he's played this onto the fence on the offside, and it's back-to-back boundaries for the youngster. Hancock has raced along to 8, as the Aussies pass 100 in the 16th over. Calder to continue around the wicket to Hancock, as he's in now, and this one's a good length delivery, and Hancock is on the back foot and defends well. Be good this from the youngster. You would think that the Aussies would need about 120 to 130 minimum to be competitive. Can the youngster push him towards that mark? As Calder will bowl again to him. No, he can't push him towards that mark because he's been clean bowled by the Rattler. Calder picks up his second wicket of the match with a beautiful in-swinging delivery, and the Aussies lose their 7th. WCG Australia 7 for 101 after 16 overs. As George Pineros comes to the crease, the next batsman in for the Aussies. One of the last recognised batsmen for the Aussies needs to stand up for his side. So it'll be Henry Miles to bowl over the wicket to George Pineros for his first delivery. As in now, this one's a back of a length delivery, and this one zips off the pitch and whizzes past Pineros. He bowls a heavy ball to Pryor, gets the hands out of the way well. Miles to continue to Pineros in the 17th over. As in now, this one's a fuller delivery which comes back at Pineros, but he judges it well and lets it go outside the off stump. Pineros does have the ability to find the boundary on regular occasions, but he's got a tough task ahead of him with Miles bowling well. Miles is in again to him now, and this one beats him outside the off stump, and it's another beauty. Gee, Miles has been on song this morning in the field with the ball and with the bat. He's been their standout performer so far on day 2. He'll continue to Pineros. It's another beauty outside the off stump. This time it's an outswinger, and Pineros has no answer. Pineros just needs to see off this over, as there's not very much he can do sometimes when he's bowling this well. As Miles is in once again to Pineros, and this is a full in-swinging delivery. And Pineros gets in behind it well and defends for Louis on the leg side. So just one delivery remaining in the over for Pineros to see out. As Miles is in again over the wicket, and this time he bowls a slower ball, and Pineros is forward and defends and drops it at his feet and moves through for a single. Basket to bowl the 18th over of the innings. It's in now around the wicket to Pineros, and this one's a short of a length delivery, and Pineros backs away and cuts, but he can't beat Simon McFarlane there at extra cover, who fields brilliantly. So the Kiwis just tightening their grip around the Aussies once again, as Fasti will bowl again to Pineros, and this one's a full delivery. Pineros drops it at his feet once again, and will move through for a single. So the Kiwis won't mind this. This is a pretty good result from their point of view. WCG Australia 7 for 103 with 16 deliveries remaining in the innings. And it would be the Kiwis who would be the happier with where the match stands at the moment. This is a crucial 4 points up for grabs, as Fasti will continue to Pineros around the wicket. And this one's a full delivery, and it's hit towards Miles there at mid-off, who fields brilliantly once again. He can do no wrong so far on day 2, as the pressure builds on Pineros yet again. So a tidy over so far this from Fasti, as he'll continue around the wicket to Pineros. And this one's another full toss, but this time he pierces the gap on the offside and scores his first boundary of the innings. Nothing McFarlane could do about that one. Basket to continue to Pineros in the 18th over, as he's in once again, and Pineros backs away and gives himself some room and hammers this down the ground for another boundary. This is a brilliant bit of batting for Pineros, who waited on it and hammered it. Pineros moves to 10, as As Fastia will bowl to him for the final ball of the over. And this one's another short delivery. And this time Paneros pulls this on the leg side for the third boundary of the over. And an over that started brilliantly for Fastia has ended poorly. The Aussies 7 for 115. It'll be Simon McFarlane to bowl the penultimate over of the innings. As into Paneros around the wicket. This one's a short delivery. Oh, it's been parried by Henry Miles, who pushes it past Fastia. And that'll be another boundary for Paneros, who has raced to 18. McFarlane to continue to Paneros around the wicket. As this one's a full delivery and it's been spanked down the ground again by Paneros for another boundary. Well, this is an important cameo here for Paneros. Moves to 22. McFarlane under the pump in the 19th over as he'll continue to Paneros, and this one's a full delivery and Paneros gets a thick outside edge, but it hits the ground before it hits the auto wiki. So the Aussies 7 for 123 with 7 deliveries left in the innings. This has been brilliant so far from Paneros. As McFarlane will come in for the final ball of his over. As he drops this one short, and Paneros hammers this down the ground. This time for a maximum. A brilliant over for the Aussies. 14 off it. 7 for 129. Got to be Shane Louis to bowl the final over of the innings. As he's in now over the wicket to Paneros, and it's a back of a length delivery. And Paneros advances and swings, but doesn't make contact. So a precious dot there for the Kiwis, who have been under the pump in the final few overs, thanks to Paneros, who has moved to 28, as Louis will continue to him again over the wicket. And this one's a good length delivery, and Paneros drives that on the offside, but can't beat Miles again there at extra cover. So 2 dots to begin the final over for the Kiwis, as Louis will continue again to Paneros, who has a wild swing, and this time he hits this over the fence. So his whirlwind cameo comes to an end. It's been an important knock for the Aussies as he goes for 28. Well, the WCG fan base called for it, and they've got their wish, as Alex Stepien is promoted to number 9 in the batting order. Can he justify the decision to push him up the order with just 3 balls to go? So it'll be Louis, who's bowled a fantastic final over so far into Stepien. This one's a back of a length delivery, and Stepien chops this onto the back of his leg. He's going to scamper through for a single, and a direct hit, he was gone. As Miles, with the day he's had, you'd expect him to hit the stumps, but he misses. It's still been a brilliant over so far from Louis, just the one off it. As he'll come into Stepien now over the wicket, and it's a full toss. Stepien gets a leading edge, and it comes off the fence and goes for 6. Well, Louis doesn't deserve that, but it's 6 nevertheless. Stepien has raced to 7. So the Aussies 8 for 136 as we arrive at the final ball of the innings. Louis bowls around the wicket to Stepien. He gets a thick inside edge onto the fence, and he completes a single as the Aussie innings comes to an end. So brilliant contributions from firstly Hamed El-Bashar and lastly George Paneros at the end of the innings has seen Australia reach 8 for 137 after their 20 overs, which should be a competitive total with the bowling stocks the Aussies have. Ryan Schaefer making 35 in that first session to originally get the Aussies back on track, and you have to think they'll be happy with that score after some of the holes they were in throughout that innings. James Calder was the pick of the bowlers for the Kiwis, taking 2 for 10 off his 2 overs, with that man again, Henry Miles, taking 1 for 2 off his 2 overs in a brilliant bowling spell, with the skipper Viggo Rasmussen picking up 1 for 13 off his 2 overs. So a massive run chase coming up next. The Kiwis will require 138 to win at a tick under 7 runs and over to take the lead in the series.